Recently, our family lost a close relative. We've been caring for this person in our home for the past 2.5 months, which is why I've been pretty absent from my channel. This person was very private about their journey, and out of respect for that, I'm not going to talk much about them or their circumstance. And if you know who I'm referring to, I'm going to ask the same of you, and please don't mention any names in the comments or anything like that. This experience has made me realize just how much people circle around the topic of religion when a death occurs. People tend to either turn to it or turn away from it. And it's almost unavoidable to express and explain your own set of beliefs in these situations, which can get pretty complicated when you're not religious, nor have you ever really been religious. So I thought that if my family was encountering this struggle, it's likely that others are as well, especially in these turbulent times that we're living in right now. And maybe expressing our family's outlook on the situation might clarify how we are able to push through these tough times and carry on without religion to some of our friends and family who are religious and lean heavily on that in these turbulent times. And also it might make some of you who might not have the luxury that we have with all of our family support and togetherness feel like you're a little less alone in the struggle if you are. Religion has an ability to give meaning to our mortality. And without a set of religious beliefs to give us something to help us imagine an afterlife, life can get to seeming maybe a little bit meaningless or pointless, which makes the concept of death incredibly scary, like looking into a void of non-consciousness, which is terrifying for anyone, of course. So how do we cope with losing someone or with the hurdle of death when we're not religious? I want to make sure I preface this video before I get too much into this by mentioning that I will never put anyone down, think less of anyone, or judge anyone based on their personal beliefs, unless it's like radically cruel for some reason. Anything I say on this topic is an expression of my own personal way of dealing with these big ideas, and in no way meant to diminish the personal beliefs of any other humans that I share this walk of life with. First of all, I will say that even though neither my husband nor I fall under the category of any one specific religion or belief system, we do often talk about spirituality, and we are spiritual people. We just don't adhere to any category. Neither of us would claim to be atheist or agnostic. So both of us, even though our beliefs do differ slightly, exist in a bit of an uncategorized spiritual limbo. And we often assess and reassess based on our life experiences and what feels right for us and our personal growth. Personally, I've never been too concerned with pondering the existence of God or any other kind of supreme being. For me, maybe there is and maybe there isn't, and I've never really found it necessary to nail down a yes or no answer as far as what I believe in that area. In my humble opinion, if there was some all-knowing entity that is creating life and purposes for us, I do not believe that the very human emotion of pride would really be in their repertoire. I don't think that they would give us life just so that we could use it searching for them or worshiping them or worrying too much about what happens when our life is over. Because in doing so, we forget how amazing this gift is, the gift of life, and how truly wonderful it is to have it right here, right now. And I don't think that if there was some sort of creator, they would want us to worry so much about what comes after. They would want us to enjoy what we have right now, because it is quite amazing. I also am a firm believer that most people in the world know how to be compassionate, decent humans without the fear of God that religion claims to imbue people with, or set of behavioral guidelines, I guess is probably a better way to put it. I don't think that most people actually need that to understand how to be a good human. I do think that the people that do struggle with that, religion offers them a very helpful tool in the power of community, which I do believe is very powerful. So one big question is, if I don't spend much energy worrying about what happens after death, then how do I find meaning in life? What do I use to measure my worth? When the end of my life comes, how will I feel about the way I spent my time here on earth? Well, for me, it's actually pretty easy. I spend quite a bit of time observing nature, and I have come to learn that nothing comes into existence on this planet without a purpose. Even things that we perceive as bad. Even things that I can't stand, like pollution or corporate greed or cruelty. Everything has its place. We cannot value peace without chaos, or safety without tragedy, or love without hate. Even bacteria plays a tremendous role in this giant web of life that we are a part of, especially these days. But without it, things wouldn't decompose and break down and become part of the soil. Plants wouldn't get the nutrients they need to literally sustain life on this planet. Our bodies wouldn't be able to process the foods that we eat or fight off harmful bacteria that might make us sick. And I don't think that bacteria ever stops and ponders its purpose in the world. So I find a lot of comfort in knowing that even if we do not know our purpose, we all do have one, and we will fulfill it, even unknowingly, because we are a part of nature, and nature does not produce anything without a reason. And nature, I trust, because it's been doing this for a real long time. I think nature knows what it's doing. Whenever I see a squirrel burying a nut that it will inevitably forget, and that nut will turn into a tree that will be teeming with a whole ecosystem all its own, I think that squirrel, it's so seemingly inconsequential and unimportant as far as a creature goes, but it created this whole ripple effect. And if a squirrel can have such an important effect on the world around it, then I can't even fathom how important each and every single human being is on this earth, and how much of an impact we have on the world around us. Every single one of us. Of course, being human and having self-awareness and the ability to analyze the world around us does complicate things. Our natural curiosity drives us to try and understand the world around us and answer the big questions that life holds. And unfortunately, collectively as a species, we've used our big old brains to create these technologies that have kind of pulled us further and further away from our natural world. So I don't think that looking to nature is many people's first instinct to do, to try and really understand and get a grasp on the cycle of life and death. But to me, The natural cycle of life is just as divine as any set of religious beliefs that I have ever encountered. And I've done my research. So in dealing with these difficult trials and tribulations that we as human beings have to grapple with that other creatures might not, that is what I lean on. I lean on my knowledge of the natural world. I don't look to any scriptures to tell me how or anything. I just do what feels right and good for me. Unfortunately, I don't think that there is any set of beliefs or lack thereof that would make dealing with the loss of a loved one easy. No matter your beliefs, we all experience the same set of difficult emotions. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and hopefully someday, if we're lucky, finally acceptance. Some of us experience them all out of order, and some of us get stuck on one or two of them a little bit longer than we would like. But our beliefs are what help us through those hard emotions. Again, it will never not royally suck. And I think it's important to understand that it is supposed to suck. Heck, it wrecks me to even think that a life was lost just to end up on our dinner table. And I know that that is what it was destined for from the moment it was born. Don't even get me started on losing family pets. And you'll notice that I am heavily avoiding talking about the very real human tragedy that is just boiling underneath the surface of our entire planet right now, because I will end up a puddle on the floor. It wrecks me. But it wrecks me for a reason. That strong emotional reaction to loss, it really does drive me to live my life to the absolute fullest that I can manage. I don't go a day without consciously appreciating my time here on this earth, my loved ones, my friends, and every other human being on this planet that I don't even know exists. We have a rule in our house that you never leave the house and you never go to bed without telling everybody around you that you love them. Even if you're frustrated, even if you're angry with someone, you push that feeling aside and you tell them you love them from your heart. And we have that rule, and it might sound a little morbid to say this, but because life is so fragile and so fleeting, and you never want to take it for granted. You never want to blow your chance at making sure that you have said that to somebody and they know how you feel. Don't wait until it's too late to appreciate what you have in your own life and the lives of those you care about. Do things that make you feel like you are using your time on this earth well. Treat others in a way that makes you feel proud. And above all, prioritize the people in your life that you care about. Do the things that make you feel alive and let your loved ones see that in you. Be present to enjoy the amazing opportunity that is life. Unapologetically live your life to the absolute most fulfilling way that you can. And it does not matter what set of beliefs or ideas you do or do not hold dear, they will be enough because life was enough. Love yourself, love your people, love your planet, and you will have some seriously powerful tools in your box to help you through the trials and tribulations and the hardships that life has to throw at you. Please keep kindness in mind if you wish to comment on this video, but please do reach out if you have thoughts to add. I will be back with more fun videos covering our family's journey toward homesteading soon, so subscribe if you'd like to catch those. Thank you for your support in viewing, and as always, go get happy.